Bite-sized and bossy, rising up the ranks, handing out encouragement, deposits in their banks. Inspiration coming at you like a river flowing. Women paving paths, look at them going. Bite-sized and bossy, rising up the ranks, handing out encouragement, deposits in their banks.
I'm Erin.
I'm Tammy.
I'm Chrissy.
And this is ByteSized
ByteSized
and
and
Bossy.
Bossy.
Probably
Well,
the best
lady-
time. Episode 20, and we almost get it right.
Yes.
Well,
What's happening?
everyone, welcome. So today, to introduce our guests are us. So
Yay!
we decided that we are about 20 episodes into this. That's like half a year of episodes. And just time to reflect and talk and chat, because it turns out, as much as we love interviewing the stellar women we've had on the podcast, I have two stellar co-hosts along with myself that are excited to chat and reflect today.
What are we reflecting
busy.
on?
Well, I'm just busy looking at all the things on Erin's shelf. And can I just call out, and I know exactly where you got it because I have one as well, the I love franchising button.
Where? Oh,
Said nobody ever.
Yeah, right. Come on, it's the yellow one. It says I love F.
effing.
Well,
Yes.
maybe it's something else, Chrissy.
No, it's really franchising because that was the same thing.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe you could see it.
I could see it.
I
I
love
yes, that
I mean, I had to have it. It goes really well with my wiener schnitzel hat that says I love wieners. And I mean, I have a lot
Wow.
of stuff back here. My neighbor gave me she's whiskey in a teacup sign,
nice.
which a little bit. So yeah, no, it's
I
a good button.
coming home from RFDC where I picked up one of those I love wiener hats. I wore it through the airport in Las Vegas, and the looks I got were epic. It is a great conversation.
I haven't seen you wear it since. I have not seen you wear it since. I feel like
I would like to have that hat. I am the single person.
I will send it to you. I will send it to
she's
you.
gonna put it on.
But it's no, but it's
Oh, her
not
cowboy
as good
hat.
as this hat.
Oh, is that the one you made at Whirl? It's very
Yeah.
cute.
Isn't it so?
Why don't I remember it being pink? I guess it's pink.
It's pink
Yeah.
and it has my initials on it right here.
Mhm.
Oh,
And that's the next position I'm gonna have. Chief Revenue
Oh,
Officer.
okay.
It's meant to be, I swear.
Meant to be.
Meant
Absolutely.
to be. Yeah.
Is that
Tammy,
a?
Did
Go
you just
ahead.
get out of bed?
Oh,
Yeah, you still have
yes.
your pajamas on, it seems.
Girls, let's be honest. Okay, I have been super, super busy. And yesterday I was at the UCLA restaurant conference all day. And my former boss of about 10 years is here from Australia and staying with me. And she got in really early. And I had a call before this. And I'm still in my pajamas and I don't even have makeup on. And so I had actually taken the day off. So I brought some treats for myself. This is a glass that says classy bitch on
I
it.
love it.
And
I
in
love it.
said glass, I am going to open some bubble rosé and then I'm going to pour some orange juice into it for color. And I am going to drink because
So-
I have earned it.
Wow.
Good
So what
for
we're learning
you.
is this is actually a mixology lesson on how to make the appropriate mimosa. I do more of a spritz of orange juice across the top.
same.
If I could have found a spray bottle to pour it in, I would have put it in a spray
I
bottle.
love it. That's the only
But-
way to drink
Hold
a
up, hold up.
mimosa.
Did you hear that? Did it work?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, this is very real.
Also, let's be honest, it's like still really early there.
Oh yeah, it's
But
9:15.
that's the best time to drink mimosas is really early. It kickstarts your day.
Well, by the time I have this, I'll roll a joint and I'll be asleep by noon.
Oh, good God.
Okay. All right. I mean, she is in California. So
And she's
it's
just to be clear, she said it was your day off.
and
my day
Um,
off.
Yeah.
I'm not writing any contracts.
Meanwhile, I'm over
listen.
here taking 700 vitamins
Hold up.
because
Cheers.
that's what middle age
Cheers.
is. Cheers.
Classy bitch.
Let's talk about middle age. Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
What brought that to your attention? Was it all the pimples on my face with no makeup?
Oh, good gosh. No.
I swear I'm sober.
Or the pimple on Erin's chin. Sorry, I'll just call it out.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Oh, I gave it to her though.
I love when people point out my pimples. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, I mean,
this menopausal
puberty
acne
was
shit
over.
is real. Yeah, for sure.
Well, so let's talk about ladies. We've released 20 episodes. We've had some incredibly brilliant women on as guests. Everybody from CMOs to CEOs to
Capital
principals,
partners.
capital partners. And it's been super exciting. And I think my favorite part about having these ladies on is the fun stuff that we learn about them that we might not normally have ever found out
Mhm.
just by like chatting with them at a conference or
Yeah.
having emails with them back and forth. Like a couple of things that pop out to me is l- last week we had Lauren Fernandez on, or the week before we released her episode on Tuesday, and I was totally fangirling over it. I wrote a post on LinkedIn about it this morning, but her husband is like an ex rock star. Like, who would have known? That's like so
I think
crazy.
Jennifer Dodd's husband did like rock star stuff too. Maybe that's a
Yep.
trend.
Hold
Yeah,
up,
I
hold up.
think
How
so
do I
too.
catch that? How do I get that disease?
Oh,
The husband as a rock star? I don't
Yes, I would
know. I
love
think we have
that.
to start being groupies and hang out somewhere. But you're right,
Lauren's
Chrissy. Like,
husband still actually performs, which is really cool. Like, I would never picture her with like an ex rock star, but like she is brilliant and was absolutely one of my favorite. We talked forever. I think it was the longest pod that we've recorded, and we could have absolutely kept going, right, Tammy?
And
mhm.
Aaron wasn't even on it, so
I know.
No.
we definitely would have gone longer.
Yeah, it could. Oh,
Um,
right, because she's always trying to.
okay, so Aaron, what's your favorite moment so far that we've had?
I really liked Artie from VMG Partners. When we said like, so are you dating anyone? And she literally, after getting done talking about the economy and restaurant investment and capital raises, she goes, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. And I went, okay, all right, well,
I
look at you.
love it.
So it was just really exciting to see someone, and we've seen this with a lot of women, like Heather, the CEO of Taco John's, just kind of let their hair down,
Yeah.
figuratively speaking, and really let us into like, how do they manage home life, work, challenging things. That's really exciting to me that we get to see a peek inside of going, these are just real people, right?
Yeah. My favorite moment so far was with Jennifer Dodd at Whirl. I thought her sharing her story with us for the first time was so flattering that she felt safe and comfortable to tell that story. And then also seeing that, someone could go from how she grew up to being a CEO, that really spoke to me. And I think probably a lot of other people. So that was my
Mhm.
favorite moment so
I
far.
Yep.
think if she ever writes a book, it'll be like Against All Odds, right? Like
Ah,
that. I mean,
you
that
know,
woman has
I
had lots of
love.
things put in front of her.
Do you think the Phil, what's his name, song will be playing in the background
Wait,
against
Phil
all odds?
Collins.
Phil
Wait, is
Collins,
that Phil
that's his
Collins?
name.
Yes.
Can you sing it?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
yes, I can. The answer is yes, I can, but I need to figure out what the
The
words
only
are.
song of Phil Collins that I can sing, and this is because I listened to it a million times, like back in the 80s when I was growing up,
Tarzan?
is Sue Studio.
Oh, I thought you were gonna sing the Tarzan song. I
No,
was
I
like,
don't even know the Tarzan song, but
oh.
Sue Studio. I remember listening to that like on cassette tape
Oh
way
my
back in the
God.
day.
It's super funny.
It is
I also
funny.
really liked Alice Crowder. Like,
Yes,
I
Oh,
also
I'm
think
so bummed I missed that one.
I have a girl crush on her, I think, because
you
she's
do, because you
so
keep talking about it.
I
You really
You
do talk
really
do.
about her
do.
all the time.
She's so funny.
I
And she's
love it.
like, she has like
She has a
such good comedic
poetry
timing.
degree.
I know. That's
You
what
know what's even more funny that Alice Crowder did? This is so epic. So after we recorded her episode, Melissa, our BDR here at Touchpoint, reached out to Alice to chit chat with her, and she like wrote Alice a haiku, and Alice responded in a haiku. It was so
I mean,
awesome.
But
work should be
look
fun,
at
right?
it's even better than that though. What Alice did, and I haven't got a chance to give her her due.
Yes,
So she also sent us all this cool swag. We love
I
swag, you guys.
know.
It's
Yes.
super fun, and we
It
want
is
your
fun.
merch. And I
Well,
will
nuggets are my love
totally.
language. It was easily my favorite thing. And she sent us
Yes,
Oh my
tattoos, like
God.
chicken tattoos.
we have
Oh,
chicken
okay. Wait.
tattoos.
I do
They're
feel.
also getting ready to open up a new store in Alice's hometown
Oh my
of
God, these
Savannah,
are
Georgia,
so
I
fun.
believe.
Look at
Oh, they're so
those.
cute.
It's so
Yes.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Alice was a great episode for sure.
Yes.
Let's see, what other fun stuff have we gotten to do?
Mike's hot honey sent us a bunch of hot honey.
Yeah.
We tried that.
Which I love. I even took it on vacation.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I took it
I
on vacation
I
because
think I
there were
should put
some
the
things
shirt
that I was
on.
cooking. Yeah.
Uh,
There were some things that I was cooking on vacation. I was like, "Oh, Mike's hot honey will be great on this." Oh, did you know that like Luke's Lobsters also uses and has a partnership with Mike's Hot Honey? I learned that at RLD at
well, a lot of
RLC.
people I think use like I was in an airport
Tammy,
and
you are
the
cracking me up.
the cocktail that was being made was with Mike's hot honey,
Oh
and
yeah.
they were like, "Yeah, we use this for our cocktail." I was like, "Oh, interesting." Like
Yeah.
now I see it everywhere.
Nuggets are Tammy's love language, everybody. Send her nuggets.
Did you just
Sold.
change? Did you just change your
She
shirt
literally
on
just put the
air?
shirt on. Yeah.
Well, I figured it would be helpful and I could give Alice some love since she was
All
one
of
of
a
our
sudden, more people are
favorites.
going to tune
I
into
love it.
YouTube.
My pajamas are still showing through and you can still see the acne, so don't
You
worry.
Oh
look
my gosh.
beautiful. We are getting the author
On authenticity.
of Tammy
Authentic.
today. Yes, sorry. I was
Did
having
you see?
trouble with my words.
Someone
I'm a
posted an article the
dichotomy.
other day, and it said "authenticity wins," and it had a picture of myself and Allie jumping in the macaroni and cheese bowl at RLC, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know how to be anyone different. And then, of course, someone captured photos of me jumping in mac and cheese.
It was
Let's
awesome.
hold on. Can we talk about RLC for a second? Like this has
Yeah.
been like I've been kind of stewing over this since I got
Oh, you're stewing? I'm
home
stewing too.
from RLC. And it's not just about RLC. I think it's about just in general.
Mhm.
So if I look down my travel list for 2025, we loaded it up with conferences. And RLC is generally one of my favorite events of the year, and I come away from it super duper energized and feeling like I could take on the world, right? And I make so many connections. But I came home in a total funk from that
Yeah.
show.
You were grumpy after.
I was very grumpy after, and I have
Is it because you weren't sexually harassed enough?
it wasn't because of that I don't feel like I've ever been sexually harassed, or
Oh,
maybe I'm
come
just
on. There was that creep that
oblivious.
said he was going to throw you over his shoulder.
I mean, there was
You
that
forgot.
one time, and I just totally ignored that and
Yeah.
forgot about it. But I think like I came away because I feel like there's a big piece missing to these events.
You mean like
It is
actually selling?
well, selling, but I think more than that is vendors come to these events to make and we pay for them, mind you.
Yes.
To we come to these events and we pay for them for these brands to come in. And I
Mhm.
would assume if you're a brand coming into a conference that you're coming to learn about what's going on in the industry outside of reading what you read on LinkedIn, which is all very biased opinions, right? And we're all extremely opinionated on LinkedIn, and everybody knows everything about everything. Um, I know I'm on a tear this
I was like, oh,
morning.
somebody's feeling it today. Do you have secret
Yeah.
alcohol hidden under your desk? At least
No,
I'm being
no.
honest.
She's
No.
feisty.
Yeah, I'm feisty today. But the other thing is, you've got all of these people who are coming in, and we're not really getting into the meat of what is happening in our industry. We're not
Right.
getting people on those stages that get their hands dirty, that are in the day to day, that are dealing with the issues and
Mhm.
dealing with the problems and going out and trying to find the solutions to solve for those problems. And I think it's a big disservice.
I mean, on the
Well,
flip side, I got to see Mark Wahlberg, and
he's hot.
huge
Yeah, is
fan.
he
He did
hot?
not do push-ups for me, which is really all I wanted to see. But it was interesting, and he is. I think he was like, he was my highlight of being able to see him. Although he's very small.
But so here's the thing about
He's short.
RLC. Like at the end of the day, it's the business model that I think is broken, right? So vendors pay exclusively. Operators don't pay anything. I think
Yep.
they did a really good thing a couple years ago when they said, If an operator is going, they have to put in their credit card. And if they don't show up, we're going to charge them $500. Because
Mm,
what used to happen is if I'm an executive and I get busy, or this year I'm on a travel freeze, I just cancel my hotel. That doesn't cost me anything. I can
right.
cancel my flight. That doesn't cost me anything. So as a vendor, we're expecting these people to show up. And then when they don't, we are disappointed, and we're disappointed with the event organizer.
Mm.
And we're essentially exclusively footing the bill. And then these people get there and they ignore us and they run from us. And
Mhm.
even worse, now these groups, not limited to just Informa or RLC, but they are creating events within events that further lock out vendors. So let me give you
Yep.
an example. So there was a luncheon at RLC that took away, 100 executives that vendors had paid to be able to mingle with
Mhm.
at lunch.
Mm.
So I pay this person for an event, and then that person goes and hosts another event and lets a third party vendor essentially be the sponsor, effectively taking away those people and my opportunities for networking. So, um, candidly, I just got off the phone with Abby at Mertech, and we were talking about some of the good, the bad, and the ugly from Mertech. And I had the same conversation with her, is that these events are broken and the
Mm.
costs are so exorbitant. Like for me as a vendor to get an ROI, let me just throw some math out. Right? Mertech would cost me about $25,000. RLC to go as an individual is $5,000. A sponsorship would be even more. Think about what we have to sell
Just
to
to
get
cover
that
that.
Yeah, the
ROI
ROI and like,
ongoing.
Not
mhm.
to mention the airline flight there, the
The
expensive
entertainment,
hotels,
yeah,
the entertainment, the
it's a
Uber
racket.
rides. Yeah, it is
It's a
it is a
racket.
huge
And now
it is
there's
a
events
huge financial
everywhere.
commitment.
Well,
Yeah.
there's so
Oh,
many
there's
more. And
so
I think
many.
before,
Yeah.
I mean, when I started in the restaurant space years ago, there was like two that
Mertech,
you
RLC,
two that you
Yeah.
needed to be at. And
that was
now
it.
there's
There's
so
like
many, and some better than
50
others. But
Mhm.
like the other thing too is we see the same rotation of like speakers
speakers.
saying the same
Speakers.
thing. And I remember Shara when she came on from Network Media World on our podcast.
Yeah.
We specifically, I think Tammy, you asked her like, why aren't we seeing more women on these panels? And she goes, they don't
Mhm.
raise their hand. And I about lost my mind because I'm like, we're doing this to lift women up and they don't raise their hand. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well, let me
And
Yeah.
so getting some of that fresh blood, I think Danny Klein has done a really
He's
nice
I
doing a
think he does
job.
a
great job.
Women
fantastic
in
job.
restaurant leadership was nice. I was looking at some stats the
Yeah.
other day and it was like most of the people coming there were looking to be lifted up and network, right? For
Yeah.
women in restaurant leadership,
I
which I
think
think is
I think
really
that you
great.
said I think we saw that I think we saw that the stat was like 90 some percent of women came there specifically for networking
Yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
which
is
is
There's
great. And I think that
awesome.
also speaks to one wanting women want to reach out and engage with other women. And I was talking to a woman yesterday who flat out said to me, she goes, I'm starting to make more female friendships. And I said, yes. I said, I am too. Why do you think you've mostly had male friendships? And she's like, I don't know. I think maybe the competitiveness or whatever. And I said, that's interesting. And again, it goes back to there's not one seat at the table. We're making a bigger table. Everybody gets to be at the table. And so you're not feeling like you have to compete for the seat. We're not playing musical chairs. And I think that's really exciting. But women, if you're listening, raise your hand, offer
Yeah.
to speak, offer to
Yeah.
learn to speak.
Well, so yesterday, I was at the UCLA restaurant conference, and if anybody hasn't ever been to that, it's been going on for about 25 years, and it's a 1 day conference. And they got a lot of good speakers, and so I had invited somebody from Wendy's who actually flew out. Our client, Hop Dottie, flew out from Texas, and we had Miguel's Jr., a local regional chain, on stage, and we did some panels. Mike Lukianoff did one on pricing, and I followed him with one on AI.
Mm.
And there really weren't a lot of women even on the panels there,
Mm.
but afterwards, tooting my own horn here because who else is going to do it? I was shocked that people were coming up to me and saying, "What a great job I did as a moderator."
Yeah.
Like I was
Well,
shocked. I
and
was
can
like
I
really
just
shocked.
I'm
Like, do
going to
they go
double
tell
click on
men
that.
that? Do they tell
I'm
men
gonna
that?
I'm gonna double click on that
Oh my
really quick.
gosh, you and double click. I thought
I'm
we
double
retired
clicking.
that.
No, that will never be retired.
I know, you throw
That's
it
never
in.
I will
Gosh,
never
the
retire that.
mouses are gonna go away, and Christy's gonna be like, "I'm double clicking," and
double
I'm
I'm
gonna be
clicking,
double
like,
clicking on that.
on a
The
rotary phone.
First of all, that double clicking was maybe one of my most memorable experiences
Oh,
since
you
we've been
laughed
doing the
so
podcast.
much.
Watch that video all the time because it brings me so much joy. Because when you can laugh like that, when do you get to laugh like that? It was great. Anyways, double clicking on Tammy's moderator thing. That's another piece to this is we have the same people moderating their panels, driving a point for whoever is sponsoring that panel, and I am way over it.
Well, so
Way over it.
that's the problem, right? So what sponsors want is they want the opportunity to tell their story. And essentially they pay big bucks. So you get a booth is one cost, but if you want to put out content, that's an even bigger cost.
Yep.
And so then what happens, and actually been thinking about doing like some analysis on all of the events and actually breaking down what percentage of content is sponsored versus unsponsored. Because I think when you look at that, it's going to tell you sort of which events you really should be going to.
Yeah.
And so like I would again give Danny Klein props, and they're building a new event. So it might change in a couple years, right? It might change when they get more motivated by money. But what he's done is said, these are all the topics that I'm hearing from people as a journalist. And these are people that can talk about this. And he builds all that content first.
Yeah.
So like, I asked
smart.
him, for example, I said, hey, can I get on this panel? I forget what it was about. And he was basically like, no, like nicely, like he's Danny. But that's the right answer. That's the right answer. Like if I'm a vendor, put my clients on the panel.
Yeah, I think you just hit it, which is put your clients on the panel. Because as much as I'd like to tell people that I'm super hot, if you tell them I'm super hot, more likely that you're going to listen. They're going to listen to
Erin
you, right?
Erin is super hot. Erin,
Super
are you open for business?
Oh,
Here's
good
another
God.
thing. Can we? I really, really like this, and I feel compelled to just put it out there. I
Chrissy,
listened.
a lot of people listen to this. Be careful what you
That's great.
say.
I am. No, I'm not. No, I'm just gonna say it.
I'm
right?
having
And
another
if
drink.
people get pissed off, then so be it. It's my opinion.
Her
and I'm
email
entitled to it.
is Chrissy at
Yes. I listened to a panel this spring, and I'm not going to call any names or even the conference that I was at, but this
it was in the
person
spring.
who regularly moderates panels.
Yep.
And it was sponsored by a company, and there were
that's telling.
a few of that company's clients were on the panel as well. And there were a lot of things that were said that really needed to be challenged that was not challenged. And I was waiting very impatiently for an opportunity to challenge some of the responses and some of the answers that were given. And instead of the people who paid to be there, the opportunity to stand up and ask a question or to challenge a thought, no questions were available. They ran it all the way up to the end, so you could not ask any questions. And
were they a
my blood
vendor?
pressure was high.
Were they a competitive vendor to what you're selling? Was that why you were hot about it, or what was so polarizing?
Yeah. Well, if somebody is asked, when you are vetting a new vendor, what is the most important thing that you look for? And every single person on that panel says support, support, support. We've got a gigantic problem.
Well,
That means that what you're doing is broken. Your tech vendors, you shouldn't have to rely so much on support because their product is broken.
Well,
Period. End of story.
Also, I would give our friends over at Science on Call. We love Andy and Maya.
Oh yes, we do. Love
we know
those
there's others that
guys.
work there that we love too. But that's like they can be your support.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
it's just wild. It's wild that that's where we're at in this industry.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, so hold on. Are we gonna do food for thought?
Yeah. Let's. With each other, right?
Okay. So who gets to ask who which questions?
Mm,
Just
I'll
kidding.
go.
Okay.
All right. So, Tammy,
Uh-oh.
what's you, and Chrissy, you can answer this too. Favorite restaurant that isn't one that you've worked on or for?
Okay, well, this is easy because I live in Long Beach, California, and I love to go to a couple places. I like to go to the Lucille's on Second and PCH because they have a great happy hour, and I buy the gift cards at Costco because I am on a budget. This podcast is not paying very well.
At all.
We're working on it. Um,
Yes.
and the other place locally is Kennedy's Craft Kitchen, also on Bellflower. That's very close to where I live. But they are just fun, lively places where I can get affordable drinks and good food.
Nice.
So locally, Paul and I, uh, go to two of our favorite places for date night. We go to Coral, which is a local restaurant here in Greenville. That's a lot, like Tammy says, they have a great happy hour. Their tapas at the bar is incredible, and it's a great place to watch golf or watch a sporting event. But it's also happening, and it's a great people watching spot. We also love Jones Oyster Company. So shout out to Carl Sobosinski and Table 301. I love them, and I love Jones Oyster Company. Paul is actually eating lunch there right now and just sent me a picture. Shame on him. But if I'm out of town in New York City and I have an opportunity, probably my most favorite restaurant in the country is Coke Korean Steakhouse. And they were just ranked #1 steakhouse in America. And it was
Wow.
announced yesterday. And
That
it's
sounds expensive.
incredible. It's so good. Oh my
It
God.
sounds
It's so good.
expensive.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
Uh,
Is it Olive Garden?
No, I don't want you to. I have a different question. I have a
Okay.
different question for
Ask me the
Aaron.
question.
Aaron, what is the toughest challenge you're dealing with right now?
Oh.
Well, that's a loaded question. I mean, I
loaded
have a
it.
lot of challenges because I have 3 small children, but I think, unfortunately, my husband had a brain injury from 2.5 years ago, and the marriage is nowhere where it should be. And I think it going through a messy divorce, and it's
Mhm.
really challenging, really challenging. And I can't, I think when this is all over and said and done, I want to help other women who have had to go through it. And um, I mean, luckily, I have friends like you guys and other friends that have kind of helped prop me up during this. But man, it is not an easy thing, especially when you are going through kind of the 12 steps of grief, right?
Yeah.
And mourning the loss of something that has been so monumental in a life. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that is for
Well,
sure my big
Erin,
one.
I called that
thank you
out.
for sharing that
Yep.
with
I called that
the
out because
audience.
I think it's important to verbalize those things and to not hold them in. And, Tammy and I both know what you've been going through for the last several months. And I, I think it's important that you've said it out for all of our listeners, but to let other people know that, like, lean on your support system. Like, it's all
Yeah.
you got.
Well, I just think that, like, okay, so people might be hearing this and they may or may not be getting more invested in our personal lives. And as we do this show, Erin, it was really brave to share, and I know
Mm.
that we had made an effort to keep some of these things out of the
Mhm.
podcast,
Yeah.
just because obvious reasons when you're going through this. So I think it was really brave of you to share, and I also want people to recognize that she's been going through this and still having that brave, smiling, fucking attitude
Yes.
on every one of these shows.
What do they say? People say take one day at a time. And I think I told Chrissy the other day, I said, it's like 1 hour. 1 hour
Yeah,
at a time is what I
yeah.
can
Yeah.
take right now. And the next hour might be just chaos and then back and forth. And I do think I really do want to help other women who may have gone through the same thing or are going through the same thing because you don't realize as I started telling people,
Hmm.
people are like, "Oh, I'm on my second marriage," or I've already been divorced." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you talk about it? I had no idea." And because there's a stigma. It's
Yeah,
almost like a
because
scarlet letter, like I have failed, right?
you have failed as a woman by getting divorced because your
Mhm.
sole purpose in life was to get married and have children. So you fucked that up.
No, my number one goal is my children.
Yes.
making sure that they're well-rounded and healthy and happy. And
I've met your children. They're amazing
They
humans.
are.
Like,
Yes.
okay, can I share a story real quick? So Erin
Sure.
and her kids came to visit me because I love to host people here at my house. And so they came to visit, and her girls, my dog was a puppy. Her girls, like every hour, were like, can we help you with anything? Can we take Betty outside for you? Can we do this? And like when it was time for us all to make dinner, we had a barbecue here one night. The girls were like, can we take the trash out? Can we do this? And I said, you know what? You can just kind of pick up your room or close the door. That's basically it. And I would, yeah, love it if you take out the trash. Like they were
Yeah.
so proactive and kind and thoughtful. And so, Erin, no matter what is going on, you are creating good humans, which means you're doing
Yes.
Thank you.
something right.
You guys are going
Yep.
to make me cry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Oh, I want Barbara Walters status.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. I mean, whew, let's talk about who we want to see on the podcast. We always ask our guests who their ideal guest they'd like to listen to. Like for each of you, who do you want to hear on the podcast? Who haven't we had on?
Well, men.
Well,
But
I don't need to hear them.
We're not really ready for that, are we?
Yeah.
No, and I think if we're going to do it, we need to do it as a contest where they get nominated, and we
Yeah.
need like a pageant, Chrissy.
Oh, do you remember
We
Hot
need
or
some
Not? that
pageants. Like
prom?
they need to have like some questions they have to answer about why they're, and we interview them.
Oh
We
my
let the
gosh.
audience vote, and a bikini contest would be even better.
Oh
Like,
my
if we
God, you are cracking
Wet
me up.
t-shirt.
I do not want to see any of these men in a bikini. Are you kidding me?
No.
That is exactly
All right,
my
what
point.
female would you like to see that we haven't hit on yet?
I would love to interview the new CEO of Culver's,
Oh,
Julie
yes.
Fussner. Yes,
Yeah.
so Julie
Yes.
Fussner, we are
If she's
coming for you.
listening, hopefully
Yes.
someone can send this to her if she's not. But I think I messaged her the other day about the podcast too.
Oh, good.
So
Awesome.
I would love to have her on too. And she's in Wisconsin. I've actually met her before a long time
Oh.
ago. And so maybe we could do it in person.
That is fun.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I do love our in-person podcasts. I think they're a
Yes,
lot of
I
fun,
love
and they
live
bring just
recording.
totally different dynamic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's super fun. Let's
Erin,
see.
who do you want? Who else? Come on.
I mean, there are so many amazing women. I think I've always looked up to Stacy Peterson, who I worked with at
Mhm.
Wingstop,
Wingstop.
and now she's at Jenny's as Jenny's Ice Cream as the CEO. And
Mm.
I just think she's an incredibly strong, powerful woman that I
Mhm.
would love to have on the podcast at some point.
Awesome. Tammy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head. I just feel like everyone I meet, I'm like, you should come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And like I said yesterday, as I promoted the podcast at the event, was talking to folks, and some people stopped me in the bathroom and said, what is this podcast? How do I
Mhm.
find it? And so they're just not aware of it. And I was
Yeah.
explaining what they do. And I said, you're welcome to come on. Just
Yeah.
hit us up. I mean,
Yeah.
today we had a hole in the podcast. Today we didn't have a guest, and we thought it was a great time to sort of recap some of our successes.
Yeah.
But we are pretty backed up. Like, I think we've got the next few weeks locked
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
which is awesome. So highly encourage you guys to raise your hands. You do not have to be a C-level. You just have to have a story you want to tell.
Yeah, exactly. And
Absolutely.
even if you don't know what your story is, that's what we're
We'll
here
help
for,
you find
to
it.
help you
Yeah.
find your
Or you
story.
can just come get drunk on air with me.
Oh, good gosh. All right. Well, that's our episode for today. If you don't like, follow, share, do it. Please share ByteSized&Bossy with your friends that need a pick-me-up or someone, because the reason we do this is to lift up women and help others. So really share it with your female friends, your guy friends, whoever it might be. We appreciate everybody who's been listening. 20 episodes deep, and it is going great. So with that said, this is ByteSized&Bossy.
ByteSized and Bossy, rising up the ranks, handing out encouragement, deposits in their banks. Inspiration coming at you like a river flowing. Women paving paths, got them going.